Steven did it. He put his exhaust system back together. This is Saturday, May the 30th, 2026. He's had quite a week. Quite a week. Getting ready to go out. All right.
trailer on the
Well, now,
sent me back 2.5 days. When I get those elbows in from Amazon, I'll stop by and put those on. I wouldn't get no $350 for elbows. I know I went through a lot of crap, but I'm trying to rip you off. $350. I got them for $148. So $148. That's $150 commission. Come on, why do you get $150 commission for one part? Just being ridiculous. I go buy one part and they want me to pay a month's worth of rent for them or something. I don't know what the heck's wrong with them. I understand they work for commission, but hey, you know, I gotta pay bills too, you know. One of the things I don't like about these trailers here is the fifth wheel always gets caught up on, or this always gets caught up on the fifth wheel, and then it gets grease on the cords. And I got a brand new set of cords because these have been chafing, and you can get a DOT write-up for that.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. They write you up just for looking at them wrong. I ever tell you the story that I went down, I unloaded, I had a basket of anchors. I had 2 anchor chains in a basket. That's all I had. And they picked it up out of the dirt, and it was icy that day. Set it on the trailer, and I took it over and I delivered it there in Portland. And I got up there and cleaned as much as I could off with the broom, but some of it was frozen on the ground. I mean, on the trailer. Maybe a pile about that big I couldn't get off. And so I had a pickup up in Olympia, I think it was, somewhere up there. So I go across the scale there in Olympia, wherever it is right there, somewhere around there. And I go across the scale. The guy comes over and opens up my door, and my tennis shoes falls out. And I said, "Can you hand me my tennis shoes?" He says, "Give me your logbook, and I'll give you your tennis shoes." Well, here we go. The youngster had something to prove, and I was going to be his victim. I said, "All right." So I handed him my logbook. He ran out. He gave me my tennis shoes and ran off inside and says, "Bring your paperwork." So I go in there. So I said, "How you guys doing?" "All right." He said, "I'm going to write you for an unsecured load." I said, "What?" I didn't have nothing on my trucks. So I said, "Ha ha ha, very funny. Got humor today." And I looked over at the other guy that was working there, and he didn't have a humorous look on his face. I said, "Wait a minute, are you guys serious? You're going to write me up for an unsecured load when I don't even have a freaking load?" Yep. You've got an unsecured load." I go, "I don't have an unsecured load." "Oh, yeah, yep. I said, "Prove it." So we walked out there. There was 3 little pieces of gravel. 3 little freaking pieces of gravel, that big. 3 freaking pieces of gravel. Shut down my truck and wrote down the freaking company and had a safer report on them that I was driving with an unsecured freaking load over 3 pieces of gravel. Tell me the freaking jerk waters don't freaking... And I'll tell you what, Lord forgive me for my anger, but government officials, they get authority and they abuse it, and that's abuse of authority. And that hurt the people that I work for. That went on their safety report. So when I go book a load, you know, that's on our safety report. It gives a higher score. And he was just being a punk, you know, because he had authority. He was just being a punk. Thought he was good. "Oh, I'm going to write you up for an unsecured load for 3 pieces of gravel." And then you go down to Houston down there, or you go to Florida, and trucks will go through there with the fenders hanging off, mufflers hanging off, exhaust blowing, black exhaust stains all over the side of the truck and the back of the truck. They don't do nothing to them. Go down to Houston down there, and they'll have piles of dirt and rock laying all over their trailers where they've been hauling freaking pipe all day, and they don't ever clean it up. They pull them over? No, but if I have 3 pieces of gravel, they're going to shut down my company and write me a freaking DOT shutdown. So, again, they'll write you up just because you looked at them. Because they got a small man complex, and they got a little bit of authority, and now they want to go around and abuse everybody because they haven't been man enough to stand up for themselves for their whole lives. Or whatever their problem was, there's no sense in doing that to a truck driver. It's already hard enough for us to make it out here without doing stupid stuff like that. So anyway, it's been wonderful hanging out with y'all for 2.5 days. I know some of you are kind of like don't want to understand why I made my own elbows, but I was going to pay them $300. That's $700 for elbows, and I just got for $700 for 2 elbows. I wasn't going to give them. I wasn't going to give it to them. No freaking way, because I saw on Amazon. I already seen them because I already looked them up, and I just don't have time to wait for them because you just never know when they're going to get here. So I put those on temporarily until I get back. Everything else is good to go. Just the elbows need to be swapped out. So they'll be at the house hopefully when I come back through. But I can't spend any more time messing around with the truck. I got to get on. I'm already 2.5 days behind. So our part of the country, they don't trim the trees. And if you can't see the trees hanging in the road, I did lower them down 4 inches, so hopefully that helps. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful day wherever you are. Have lots of fun. Don't do like I do and hit a tree limb. God bless.